we have, and I'm going to say, yes, we do have some that are still outstanding. They all have liens against them, though. If I could tell you what that amount, if I could remember what that amount is over right now, but I'm going to say that, you know, if I'm saying that there's, let's say 10 a year at $795, and I'm going to say probably, let's say I've got 3 years out or something with it. I mean, usually when somebody sells, when they're, you know, so we'll have it. So I just sort of guess about 3 years and 10 people a year type
So
thing.
they have to pay that when they sell their house land?
When you've got a lien on it, it's going to pay when it's, before it sells, yes.
I understand that undeveloped lots have more voting power than those of us that have developed lots. My question is, do those people, is it like 20 times, and do they pay 20 times the dues that we do?
That is in the covenants, and the Class B lots do not pay dues at this time.
Why is that? Can we change that? Because that's unfair, I feel like, that you get 20 times the votes for each lot that you own, yet we're the residents that have our property value.
Well, you know, this is our business. We built this entire subdivision. We have millions and millions of dollars invested in it, way more than anybody else here. And I think we have the right to protect our investment. And that's why we have multiple votes per lot.
But why aren't you paying the dues, though, that equates to that?
I support you guys on that.
Exactly.
No,
I don't understand.
No HOA degree. I was on the board of a prior subdivision, and I'm not going to defend or either side of this conversation, but it is the covenants that are in here are actually probably written by the same lawyer that did the one when I lived in Smithville. No developer pays dues on undeveloped lots. It's standard language in every covenant. And they all get more votes. The 25 is the most, frankly, ridiculous I've seen. Most are 10 to 15.
Yeah, but you're not going to invest millions of dollars and turn it over to a group of people.
To have more votes.
Exactly.
And it's
I would not do that.
Because they're investing in the continued development of the new stuff. So there's nothing shady about that.
Motion to adjourn.
No.
Well, what we wanted to bring up is we wanted to have somebody that we were going to talk with the social group, et cetera. We wanted to mention this here because we're trying to show transparency here. And so we wanted to include one person that we were going to have the social group give us a recommendation. And then at that point in time, they would be able to come in at all times, anytime we would meet, et cetera, and make sure that they felt totally comfortable and report back. We're just trying to do everything that we can to keep you all as informed of where your money is being spent and what things are happening at the center. Yeah, that's what we're saying. So we thought it was a good idea to add a person that's not on our board and make sure that we include that in just so you feel more comfortable. So we're trying every way we can. You know.
Dave, can we make a recommendation as residents?
Yes.
Do you want that person to be?
Well, I mean, yeah, we didn't have any certain group. We just didn't want it to come that we recommended it. We want it to be a person that feels like could get along with the board as well as also get along with the residents here. So we're all for that. So if anybody wants to submit either themselves or someone else, or a group wants to submit a name, we definitely consider that. But we that's where we put it down, that we definitely want to do that to be more forthcoming.
There is a possibility on the survey on the email, so you may not everyone already have the email set up the survey and something to the report.
We definitely want somebody. We just want to get someone that we feel like can deal with everybody and is a good reflection of the residents of Thousand. That's really all I can say. don't disagree with anything you're saying. All I was saying is it kind of caught us off guard at that meeting too. It wasn't something that we had planned. So if it had to be another way that, you know, that if we had to send another announcement to correct that, we will, and we apologize. Everybody there voted. We didn't think we were doing anything different or wrong.
I'm just hearing everybody, and I'm just, you know, as a new member, as an old member as well, that just, you know, I've been more than willing to help, try any way I can. That's what I want to do, is try to help the community as well as help yourself. Because, you know, it sounds like there's a lot of issues going on.
What is your name? Thank you. Okay. All right, well, it's been 2.5 hours, so I'll go a couple more questions and that's it. But go ahead, thank you.
Columbia County, most people brought up $176,000. The way this looks, you can explain the $176,000 in the 2015 budget, the whole thing. So you come down and you add it up and it says we're $80,000. So over the next 3 years, we've loaned out $130-some thousand. That doesn't add up. I don't think the $44,000 is the right number.
What I was trying to represent was that it was spread over we planned the repayment over a 4-year, and I could have probably done it a whole lot better than I reflected there. But the issue of it is it was spent in 2015. We're anticipating, and I was looking at it from whether we were going to need to raise dues or not raise dues. I was trying to represent that I don't see a dues increase based on that, you know, through the next few years based on that.
But the 44,000 is the wrong number. Part of it on an accrual basis and part of it on a cash basis. Is the 44,000 the issues coming up? So are we doing the books on a cash basis? Or are we doing?
We are on a cash basis. We are on a cash basis.
So that's where the issue is.
Yeah.
That is where the question is coming up. You need your integrity of the paper doesn't match what you're saying. That's where everybody's getting upset about. The bottom line number, you just show the real numbers the way it's supposed to be.
I apologize that I showed in 2015 the actual paid. I was trying to represent that we needed to budget within those next 3 years to the payback of that also. And that's, you are correct that it's confusing to you.
And that's, in all honesty, that's probably my fault because it was such a major expense that we had at the lake there that I tried to talk to Susan and say, let's at least show that it will spread out the pain over 4 years. And so it's probably my fault, and I probably made her, you know, confusing. I was trying to make it clear.
No, I'm not trying to show that at all. I'm trying to show in where I was trying to reflect was where we would be dealing with the dues and can we cover the payback over that time.
Yeah. And it probably got confusing, and that was probably my fault. I probably messed her up, to be honest.
That's common in life.
It was on there. It's like 190,000. It was all done.
Can we discuss the loan amount for $223,600? What are the terms we pay you back?
Well, I mean, that's what we were trying to show there is, as the dues come in, that, you know, then we'll get paid back.
Are we paying interest? What kind of interest are we paying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we've been looking at is we borrow the money, so it's 6%.
That's all I was asking, was what percent?
Yeah.
Dave, I know you or John or Jay were on the bulldozer when that leaky pond went in the first instance. So why didn't you guys try to subrogate or go back on the contract and say, hey, you guys put in something effective, you come back and help me out?
Well, it's been like 8 years, and they're out of business.
Yeah, that grade is out of business.
Myco Construction, they've been out of business for 6.
We had a hailstorm. I got a new roof. I've got a 10-year warranty with me when we come back, so. It seems to me.
Years later,
Did you get 3 bids on that?
What's that?
Did you get 3 bids on that? It seems kind of high.
Well, we had quite a group of people that lived there, met with us many times, and we went through and did have different bids, yes. And everybody was in.
Who is the contractor?
Well, the main contractor was Houston Excavating.
They got perfect weather
What's
conditions
that?
and timing for that thing. The way it went. It was.
No, that was
Yeah,
Wyco.
they were moving, they were
YCO.
humping, and then the rain came when it should have came afterwards.
Yeah, filled it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good now. I mean,
It
sure
was
not that we
perfect
want to be
timing.
there. We
Hope they stay in
mentioned it the
business.
last 2 years, but, you know, it was a lot of work for us coordinating it too, just to make sure that it, you know, that it's holding water. You know, there's no promises in life. I mean, it looks to be right now. And we imported a fatty clay that is all lined perfect, everything. And so far so good. I'm hoping people that live by it are happy. I've had a lot of send us emails, thank you. That they thought it aesthetically was coming back. Any other questions?
The home was great.